welcome. Quick reading for the end of May, beginning of June, up until the next full moon. Just wanted to get a little insight on the current time. We just had a new moon. In my opinion, this is a good energy to start to build momentum, like in a new routine. Positive mental momentum. It's a good time for projects and collaboration. I'm going to take one that's on top. A lot of cups today so far. It's a good time for dreaming and fantasizing without tethering oneself to any difficulties experienced here in our reality, so to speak. Like, do you ever just think of something that brings you a lot of joy? It could be even thinking about winning the lottery. It's actually better if there's less strings attached to it. So if you're thinking about something that you sometimes have more negative emotions around, it's better to pick something more abstract, actually, just to get that feeling, get like a taste of that flavor of success and expansion. And it's just good for you. So yeah, actually that's interesting. I would look out for that. So don't dwell on things that you might feel really good about it sometimes, and then other times feel really down about it. Don't try not to even, I would actually try not to even think about those things any more than it takes to function in your day to day. Because we actually do so much like superfluous thinking, and it kind of harms our manifestations. You don't actually need to think that hard to just function. It creates an opening for something else to come in. So make sure that you're not dwelling on the negative. Stay in your happy place. Stay in your sort of fantasy land if you have to, if there's anything displeasing to you. And remember that there's a bajillion options. So you might feel locked in. You might feel trapped in your current manifestation, but if we can let go a little and create an opening in the energy, there is always a way to make changes and to continue on our path. If necessary, it's a good time to retreat. Retreat into your own mental world. It's good to try to just let go of everything. It's actually kind of difficult if you've meditated before. At first it can feel like walking kind of a tightrope with your focus, because you're trying not to let that habitual stream of thoughts run and do its thing. Instead, you're trying to find that kind of gap that opening in your own mind so that you can create something new mentally. And yeah, sometimes the best way to actually to create that opening is to feel your desire from within and let that propel you forward. You have to want something to make changes. So it's good to stay connected to your desire because it's the kind of the thing that's moving you forward. And don't lose track of that. Don't give up on it. When I say that if something isn't working out, to kind of give up on it, I don't mean to give up on it as a whole. It's just something about that energy is stuck or stagnant. Like, back out of that path. You could probably manifest a happy resolution there if you can kind of let it go for now. It really works. It's amazing what can happen with a little detachment. I've seen amazing things happen in my life from letting go more, but also staying in touch with that river of desire within me that wants to move forward and wants my evolution and growth and expansion of my world. It's just an amazing thing. You can actually feel it, and it's kind of better to stay tapped into like the more general vision and not get caught up in a bunch of details of our desires if, like I've been saying, if those details feel stuck. And it's all a mental process. Let's see here. Excuse me. It's been smoky where I am, and it's been in my throat. Yeah. There is a way for each and every one of us to create a comfortable life for ourselves. And once you create it, you'll actually just keep creating more desires. So it never ends. It never actually ends. You'll know when something is manifesting in your reality, and it will come when you don't exactly expect it. In a way, it kind of comes when you reach a point of detachment, neutrality, and then it's like your reality can tip into something new. Because these things take time to build up. And just keep the faith in yourself and remind yourself that you're a soul in a physical vessel, that God and the angels and the whole universe want for us to do well. They want for us to be happy, to learn lessons, but also to succeed. We're here to attain a level of mastery. This is not an easy realm to be inside of. This is a magnificent realm with so much to explore, and there's so much beauty here, as well as suffering. It's almost better to just accept it. I truly feel that eventually all beings will be at peace, and everything will be okay. And in the meantime, this is like some crazy consciousness experiment that we're inside of. The all is kind of manifesting itself in myriad forms to to play a game, have experiences. And what we want to do is harness our own consciousness power so we can take part in the brighter side of life. We don't want to get caught up in nuances, things that aren't fulfilling us. Excuse me again. Ultimately, we are creators, and we're here to create. And symbolic action is very powerful. We don't actually need action to create. As humans, that physical example can really help us harness our powers of focus. So, for example, if you feel unsettled by something, you might want to burn some herbs and get some smoke in your space and then release it. Things like that. Because it helps shift the energy. Even though none of that is necessary, like, we're here as physical beings. Symbolic action is very powerful. That's why spells work. And while it's not necessary, having that image in your mind of something that you created that was symbolic of what you wanted is very powerful. It's good to align ourselves with the highest forces of creation by doing our best to be kind to ourselves and others. And if somebody's bothering us, it's best to try to release that person without so many ripples. Eventually, with these practices going on long enough, a level of peace in our lives will be obtained to where troublesome people don't ever really come in or get close, and you can only see them from a really far distance. And some people, it's good to keep them at just the right distance to where you can appreciate them, and then they're not causing you any dissonant vibes like in your life, and you can still appreciate them. Some people, obviously, we don't want in our lives at all, and staying at a high enough level, they won't come in. Ultimately, it's good to look at the bigger picture. As an incarnated being, we're just here for a little while. We do want to make it count. If something feels kind of insurmountable, it's good to pray and ask for help and thank the angels for help, or whoever you'd like to pray to. Angels is a good word for benevolent, beautiful, high-level consciousness that there are many different understandings of across the world. But just connecting to our helpers in spirit can be very powerful. It's good to ask for specific help and try to open up your mind in that moment, and remember to try to create that gap in your thoughts to receive insight and to cultivate that faith that help is coming. It's already here. It's good to thank them for helping. It's amazing what can happen. But just remember that this is the physical world, and things are going to be, it's not heaven. It's the beautiful physical world. There's so much to learn for a being here. And being a human is really so special. So it's a time of creation. making something brand new, opening up to something brand new. It could be anything from more money to a baby, to a new lover, to a business idea. I would say that that is in the cards here. Don't get caught up in rumination because it stifles your creative abilities. And keep yourself positive and aligned with the loving and beautiful forces of this creation. Alright, well, I really like the energy of this reading. It was really sunny and positive. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a beautiful day. I'll be back on the full moon. Take care. Bye.